You know what time it is. Let's talk about Arcane. So as you probably know by watching my previous videos, I'm on a quest to catch up on anything media and pop culture related that I've been missing out on. Whether it be shows, game, books, movies, whatever it is, I'm trying to catch up. So if you have any suggestions, you should let me know. But with that being said, that led me to Arcane. And I have to say, Arcane is now in my top 3 favorite shows on Netflix ever. It had everything a good show should have. And it almost made me want to start playing League of Legends. But after doing some research, I basically found out that the game in itself didn't have a lot in common with the TV show, except of characters, but the plot of the games is completely different from the plot of the TV show, so I don't know if I'm gonna play it. But anyway, yeah, I watched all of season 1 while on the plane, and I watched it all in one go. I didn't see time fly by, no pun intended. But yeah, time went by super fast. I enjoyed all of it. But let's start with the beginning. You know me, if I start yapping too much, I'm gonna lose track of everything I want to say. So let's talk about what I liked about this show. First of all, the characters. The characters are awesome. Every single character had its own plot, its own storyline. It kind of reminded me a bit of Game of Thrones. You know, in Game of Thrones, how they separate each point of view. You have those people north, those people south, those people, like, every single character has its own plot and own story, narrative going on. And in Arcane, I found that again, and I liked how it all tied together in the end. Everything happening in Piltover with X-Tech, with Jace taking over as a chancellor, or was it chancellor? Counselor. It all happened because Powder and Vi and all the gang, they went and ruined it for him by sneaking in. And also all the tragedy of Jinx and Powder, the tragedy of it happened because Powder took some of the hex stack from Jace's cabinet. So it all tied together perfectly. But speaking of Jinx, her story, it hit close to home. Everything that happened to her, I don't know how to feel about Jinx, to be honest, because at the end of the day, she was a Jinx, you know. Vi and everybody telling her to stay home because she keeps messing everything up. At the end of the day, she kind of proved them right, but at the same time, she was a kid. She was not looking to do any harm, but she killed her whole family. So I really don't know what to think. You know, Vander was there for everyone. Vander's death was super sad. It was one of the most tragic death of a character of any show, any TV show, any movie that I've witnessed. It was up there with Mufasa and Jiraiya. So yeah, it all started. I wouldn't say it was a good life, but they were kids, you know, everybody hanging out together, committing petty crime, and they just hit the crime that was like beyond their comprehension, and it triggered something that they could not stop. And everybody had to pay the price for it, you know? When everything went down, Vander died, Jinx, or Powder should I say at the time, blew everyone up, caused the death of all her siblings or adopted siblings. Vi did abandon her in some kind of way. Vi was, at the time, Vi called her Jinx, slapped her, and told her to go away. And that gave the opportunity to Silco to swoop in and basically become the father she needed. Silco was there at the right time, right place, right time for Powder in a way that she never felt before. She felt understood, she felt represented, she felt needed. And that led to the creation of Jinx, a complete machine, basically the Joker, the trump card of the rebellion, or should I say the Nation of Zaun, you know? And I like that they didn't just turn Jinx into a psychotic killer or whatever. They kept what made her different from the get-go. She's an engineer, she's a creator, she's an inventor, you know? And even through her psychosis and all her endeavors with the Nation of Zaun, with Silco and the gang, she was still in her little lair in her bedroom, just fixing some stuff up, and she was able to understand the Hextech technology from the underground. She didn't have access to all that fancy stuff from the Piltover. From her bedroom, she was able to harness that Hextech technology. So that showed that Jinx, at her core, is very, very smart. She's an inventor, she's an engineer, and that's who she is at her core. But yeah, the tragedy of Jinx is very sad, you know. From I wouldn't say overprotected, but she was definitely protected by Vi a lot. She never really had to take accountability for her actions, and in one day, one action changed everything. Now she was fully responsible for her actions. She was left alone. Everybody died. Vi didn't want to talk to her no more, even though Vi regretted it a split second after saying it. It was too late. The damage was done. She was gone. But you know, from an overprotected little girl, insecure little girl, to bam, now your family's dead. You didn't listen to them. It's all your fault. Your siblings are dead. Your sister doesn't want to talk to you. You're adopted by this new guy, Silco, who's basically shaping you to become a weapon for him. Everything just went by so fast, and you saw it. Jinx never got over it. She has psychosis or schizophrenia. I don't know exactly what she has, but you saw that it definitely affected her. To this day, it affects her. Even before she knew Vi was still alive, every time she saw someone that even looked like her a little bit, or pink hair or red hair, she was triggered by PTSD. So she was always looking. She never got over it. She never really just could, close the page on that chapter of her life. She was always looking for closure regarding that. And you saw it at the final, one of the final scene, when they were all at the table together, and basically Jinx gave the ultimatum to Vi. She said, choose the one I should kill, like Powder can be back if you kill her. It meant she didn't fully close the page on that chapter of her life yet. She was still debating it. She was conflicted. That's the word I'm trying to use. She was conflicted. And so was Vi, having to choose between her new life and the old one, having to choose between honoring the memory of her late family, and that meant going against Jinx, or siding with her and trying to get her sister back. Everybody was so conflicted in this show. Even Jace and Victor. I think Victor is my second favorite character in the show. They were so conflicted between their ambition, technological ambitions, wanting to bring X-Tech, wanting to bring the world to a new age with the X-Tech and with the magic and stuff, but also having responsibilities to the people. If X-Tech falls into the wrong hand, they're going to start using it for weapon. They're going to start using it for bad stuff. That Jace and Victor didn't really have that in mind when they created it. But it goes with it. If you bring your whole nation to a new age using a new technology, they're gonna use it to do something else. It's inevitable. And yeah, I also really like the parallels in this show. Don't make fun of me. I know I always talk about parallels. Every time I talk about a game, a show, I always talk about parallels. But this show really had good ones. At the same time that Piltover was developing the X-Tech and the new technology, the Underground was having the liquid. I don't know, I forgot the name. The purple liquid that turns people into monster. I said that Jinx's character was a tragedy, but at the same time, Jace's character was also a tragedy. Because going from I wouldn't say underprivileged, because he was still on the upper echelon, but he was a minor house. Going from that, becoming the head of the city, the symbol of a new age, and seeing all your ambitions, all your hard work going in a direction that you don't want, and having to step up. When he became counselor, he had to step up. He became more vindictive. He went from all smiles and hopes and dreams to, okay, now we need to take actions. And when he killed the little boy, to me it signified the end of the childhood of Jace. Jace was gonna be rootless now. He was gonna do whatever it takes for efficiency. And so is Victor's character. Victor's character was so sad, man. So sad. Oh, Victor. What have you done? What have you done, Victor? I still don't really understand what his goal is. Is he trying to become a cyborg or something? But I just know that all his malformation and all his handicap is slowly going away with X-Tech, because he's implanting X-Tech as a part of him. But in the process, he killed his assistant, and he's just going down this path, and he cannot look back, and he keeps adding on. And I feel like it's taking a toll on his sanity. But it remains to be seen. We just got to this part of the story. So yeah, Arcane had everything that I wanted in a show. It had a tragedy, it had good story, it had growth from characters. I like when characters go through stuff and it make them change their perspectives. That to me is the symbol of great writing. Amerdinger, for example, was a great professor, a great inventor, a great symbol. He actually built Piltover in some kind of way, but he lost passion. He became complacent with his inventions. He didn't have the passion that he had in his youth, And it's by going to the underground, spending some time with Echo, spending some time with the Fireflies, understanding them, understanding the technology after being exiled. Not exiled, but kicked from the council. It changed his whole perspective. And I feel like now he's going to be a very valuable asset for Echo and the Fireflies. He's gonna advocate for them a lot, and he's gonna have a role to play with that. So yeah, Arcane had a very good story, but I just finished season 1. I'm gonna get to season 2 and make a whole video, hopefully more structured and more well written than this one. But this, you know, Arcane has so many stuff happening in it that I couldn't structure a video properly. I'm not there yet in my writing skills, so I just decided to start yapping. So yeah, I'm on a quest to watch and catch up on any piece of media that I've been missing out on. If you want to be part of the journey, like and subscribe. That would help a lot. That would mean a lot. You can comment any suggestions or anything that I may have missed out on, you know, that I didn't maybe quite get right about the story, or that I didn't understand right. You should leave a comment, explain it to me, or just tell me your opinion. I'd like to exchange with y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace.